Hey, what's going on, friends? We're going to talk about how to make sure that you get the best conversions possible from your opt-in pages. Okay. Now, does it really matter? Yeah, it does. And what I'm going to show you, some of these things are actually, they're not even things you would think of. It's not the headline always, or even the design, although some of those things are important. I'm going to show you one of the things at the end of this that is critical and actually helps boost your conversions, even though it doesn't make any sense why it would, except from a business standpoint from Facebook and Google and stuff like that. So let's dive in. Let me get over to our page. Now, here's one of the things I do. I use Go HighLevel for building out my funnels, and I've used ClickFunnels. I use System.io. I have used WordPress forever, like Thrive and Elementor and all of those. The builder doesn't matter, like what you use to build your opt-in pages doesn't matter a whole lot except for ease of use and convenience and stuff like that. I use HighLevel now because it's just something that I can basically help sell into businesses as an agency, and so that's one of those things that just makes sense in my business and I love it. But it doesn't matter what you use to make your funnels. So all right, here's what we're going to do. We are going to go over here. Let me just make sure. Okay, I'm trying to check and make sure I can see comments and stuff like that if they come in. So I'll bounce back and forth over there. And yeah, just let me know if you have any questions, okay? Here's the deal. I'm going to look at first a service provider funnel, okay? And this is one that I just created a little while ago, and it looks pretty simple, okay? So let's take a look at it and just talk through what we've got here. All right. Now we've got, okay, this funnel I just built a little while ago, and I haven't really thought about the copy for the headline. So this headline I would end up changing, okay, to make it a little better. Maybe, not a lot. I mean, the thing about your opt-in page is that for a service provider like a roofer, it's just get your offer out there, just a clear offer. And in this case, the offer is a fast free estimate on roof replacement or repair. Okay, so it's not fancy. I could maybe dress it up a little bit, but this is the core of the offer, right? And then I've got a couple of bullet points here, which are in business since blank, hundreds of happy customers, fast, courteous estimates, even if you're not at home. Now, that last one, of course, I'm touching on one of the benefits of the service that these guys give. And that's an objection / difficulty that a lot of homeowners have when they get estimates, is it's like, do I have to be hanging around the house for 2 hours while you do this estimate? Okay, and I maybe would add another bullet point there, which annoys me when people come and do a roofing estimate, is when they come and do a full hail damage assessment on the whole house, and then they turn into a general contractor who wants to paint your house and fix a bunch of other stuff besides the roof. It's just like, Jesus. Anyway, that annoys me. I don't know whether these guys do that. I don't think they do, but I would almost encourage them to talk to them about listing that as a bullet point. We're not going to general contract this and be offering you a bunch of other services that you didn't ask for. So, but anyway, that's what we've got here. Benefit, benefit, benefit. In business for a while. So these guys, the reason we got to put that first is because during every hailstorm, as you probably know, roofers spring up out of the woodwork and are coming into whatever town you're in around the country, world. They're coming in from all over the place to try to get roofing jobs. And one of the benefits here is just pitching about somebody's actually got a presence, a physical business, and this isn't something that just picked up from Texas and drove up to Colorado because there's a big hailstorm and that kind of thing. So that's just touching on one of the things that is important to customers. Also, they want social proof, right? We don't have to add a ton of testimonials here. Like, we don't have to get fancy with that stuff. But if they've had a lot of happy customers and they've been in business for a long time, then put it down. If there's something that they're specialized in, like we've done specialized in tile roofs since 2012. Well, put that on there. And then you would address this to people who need tile roofs, right? So focus on what are the core benefits and the focus of the business as well. And then, of course, just fast, courteous estimates. Even if you're not home, book your free estimate now. Now, here's the big deal about this super simple website. Like, you're probably thinking, oh my God, this thing looks horrible. This is the deal about getting high conversions on opt-in pages, okay? Is simple is always proven to be better for me in all the ads I've run over time than anything that looks fancy, right? Like, I could have lots of graphics on here and colors and cool fonts and 5-star testimonials and stuff like that, but nothing has ever beat the simplest, ugliest opt-in page, which is just white page, black text, maybe with a little red text here or there to highlight something, a button, and your footer, okay? Nothing beats it as far as conversions. And I would encourage you to test it, right? So if you've got something that looks different and has a bunch of design and visual aspects, then maybe think about split testing with an opt-in page that has all the same messaging, but is just that criteria I was just talking about: black, white, button, footer. Okay. Now, here's the reason why, one of the reasons why I think this works well is because when I'm running traffic from Facebook, which is what I mostly use, everybody, like 99% of the Instagram and Facebook traffic is mobile, right? So this is what the page looks like to them. And it doesn't need to be fancy. Any colorations or images or that kind of stuff is either hiding this text or pushing it down or hiding the button or that kind of thing, and just hurting your overall conversions. So think about that. Most of your paid traffic is going to be from a mobile device. If your business is such that you're looking at more at desktop stuff, then I think you've got a little more leeway. And just to be clear, when I'm talking about like the simplicity of this page and how well it works, this is for like where it works best is for collecting leads, right? Just getting people to opt in. And that could be for like a roofer, it's like booking a free estimate. This actually goes to a calendar page, which we'll look at in a second, but I'm not selling anything here except this tiny offer and to get a free estimate. Or maybe I'm selling on the other one we'll look at, it's more of a video on-demand class. If I were selling a product, let's say I had a $47 or $49, $99 product or service that I'm selling, and I'm running ads right to the sales page, that's when you're going to need a landing page that covers off more stuff, like what it is, what it's going to do for them, what benefits it has, your call to action, what are the bonuses, what's the price, what's the guarantee. Like, if you're selling something from the page, you've got a bigger task there in terms of what you have to provide for them in terms of handling objections and providing information so that they feel comfortable making the purchase. But when we're just doing an opt-in page for leads, it's a pretty low bar, right? There's no money involved here. So we can keep the offer pretty simple because they're seeing this and it's piqued their interest. We've caught them and we just need to satiate that interest pretty quick, right? Somebody sees this, they're like, yeah, we actually do need to get an estimate. They've been meaning to do it. So don't bog them down with tons of information at this point. They're going to see this. We just want to answer the top objections in a quick bullet point format, and boom, get them to book that estimate, right? Or sign up, or whatever the case may be. So that is the philosophy there. And in this case, those folks just go to a simple page where they can book a time, okay? Again, we just keep it super simple. They pick a day. When they click on that, it just allows them to pick a time. That syncs up with the roofer's system, their Google Calendar, so they already know what's going to happen. And at that point, they're basically going to get a screening phone call to find out a little bit more before they actually go out and do the estimate. And then lastly, they go to a thank you page, which just confirms that everything worked. Okay, so super simple. Now let's look at another funnel here. All right, this is another one I've got, and this is more for capturing leads who are interested in having their own software as a service business and that kind of thing. Okay, and in this case, what I'm doing is capturing the leads and then sending them to a free on-demand class, which is a fancy way of saying a video where I just tell them all about something, okay? And it's like a webinar, except instead of it being a webinar where I'm on there live, it's just a video I've recorded, just like this. And so I don't want to try to trick anyone into believing I've got a webinar that's live that really isn't, or anything like that. It's just tell them it's an on-demand class or a free class or whatever, and send them to the page. And in between, what I do is just capture their information. Now in this case, when they click the button or the image, a pop-up opens that says, enter your details to get instant access. Okay. And then boom, they do that, and then they're going to go to the next step. How do we keep this high converting? Okay. Well, once again, you can see what we've got here. And we're going to get, in just a second, we're going to get to that secret ingredient that actually helps with your conversions on your opt-in pages. But once again, we've got white page, black text, a little bit of red up here. Okay, but it's all about, here's what I've got to offer, and they can choose to do it or not. Right? No big deal. Let me just see if I've got to answer any comments. Nope. Cool. Okay, so they click there. They open up the pop-up. Now, here's a quick, let's just go back here. Quick lesson about opt-in pages, especially if you're running ads to these pages. You have to make sure that if you're doing a pop-up, that it only is activated when they push the button, okay? So this pop-up will open if they click the image or the button on this page. I've turned off this little capability to show the pop-up after 10 seconds or when they try to exit the page or any of that stuff. That will get your ad and landing page disapproved. And if you're running Google ads, they're so strict about that stuff that they don't really give you a trial period with Google. Maybe I shouldn't say they don't, because I think if you've been with them a while and you've spent some money and done things right for a while, then if you accidentally screw up and a pop-up opens automatically when somebody tries to leave the page on your landing page, they'll warn you and they'll just say this landing page is not approved. But oftentimes, like if you're just using Google ads for the first time and you make an accident like that or a mistake like that, like having a pop-up that opens automatically, they'll just ban your account, right? You're just done. And you can't open a new Google account and start again. Like you have to start a new business entity, get a different credit card with that name, that business entity's name, and start again. It's not, or you have to appeal it, which can take months. And so that's one of those tips where it's just really know your policies with these places. And I can simplify it for you. I can't tell you everything, but I can simplify it for you and say no pop-ups, right? If you're going to do pop-ups, it's got to be something that the customer or the visitor activates on their own from a button, right? Or a click. That's acceptable. Okay. Otherwise, you're going to be screwed and it's not going to be approved. Okay. So let's just quickly go to the thanks on this one. This is an even simpler funnel. This is traditional opt-in funnel, which is they come to the opt-in page and then there's a thank you. Okay. Now this is what I recommend for like affiliate marketing, which is actually what this is being used for. Okay. So I recommend this software Go HighLevel that I'm using right now. And this video is all about it, like how to use it and why I think it's a good business model, because it allows you to basically offer a great piece of software under your own brand and sell it for whatever price you want. And so I play the video here, which is my 50 or 60 minute on-demand class where I just walk through a bunch of good stuff plus talk about the application, and then it's boom, if they want they can click this button and go sign up for HighLevel. All right, that's a traditional page. Again, it's super simple. Like I don't waste a lot of time on fancy stuff on these pages because it just doesn't matter, especially on that opt-in page. But I will say that you do want consistency between the pages, right? So it wouldn't make sense for me to have this plain black and white opt-in page and then a thank you page that doesn't fit the same mold, right? Look the same way. That's gonna alarm people and it's gonna make them think that they suddenly aren't on the same site anymore, right? So you want that consistency between your pages. And that's why subsequent pages in my funnel all are just that somewhat black and white text. Now, let's get into what I think is one of the top secrets for getting higher conversions on your opt-in page. It's the footer, okay? I guess it doesn't have to be in the footer, but one of the most important pieces when it comes to these advertising businesses like Facebook and Google and stuff like that is they need to, like, they have an obligation to make sure that they're not showing ads that are misleading or that are violating policies or that don't have all of the policies and stuff that are required to be there by various governments around the world. And so if you're doing ads to an opt-in page, you have to have a privacy policy. You have to have terms and conditions. If you're doing affiliate marketing, you should even have an affiliate disclosure on here somewhere. Nobody reads them. It's not because customers read them, but you know who does read them are the little robots that come and inspect your page from Google and Facebook when they're looking at approving your landing pages and stuff for your ad. Okay. And so, like I always say, having a contact us link on the page is a great idea. Have your address. Like, the more stuff that you put here, that a phone number, having a phone number up here is a great idea. Okay. I wouldn't recommend using your direct line. I would use one of these business phone numbers like you can use in Go HighLevel. They cost $1.15 a month and people can call it or text it. And it's basically made for business and marketing. But those are all like trust factors that, yeah, they help the visitors who visit your page, but they also help the advertising platforms feel comfortable that you're legitimate, that you've got your ducks in a row, that you've got a good business, right? And you're not trying to trick people, because essentially you're a little bit, it's not like the sort of Western court systems where you're innocent until proven guilty. I think with, especially if you're new to advertising on these platforms, it's a little bit of a, you're guilty until proven innocent. And so the more you can do as a business to set these platforms' minds at ease that you're legitimate is better, right? And it just helps your opt-ins. Because I don't know why, like it's not because the conversions are better or something like that, but there's a little trust factor there. So there you go. That's the top secret info I've got for you. Okay.